Good morning, guys. I got notification that my worms have shipped. They're out for delivery. So I am preparing the worm bedding, the tray bedding, so that their new home will be ready when they get here. Okay, so step one is to put some dry newsprint on the bottom, and you only do this for the very first tray that you start. I suspect it's so that the worms don't fall down. So a couple sheets, 1 or 2 sheets of dry newsprint. All right, so I'm going to take my newsprint here and get it put in. Let's see, is there a better way to do this? All right, I'm going to lay this in and I'll bring you back once it's done. Okay, step one complete. I've got about 2 sheets of newsprint at the bottom. Okay, so step one in preparing the bedding is to place the coconut husk into the bowl and pour a cup of water over it. You can hear I have some company back here. My daughter is along for the ride. Okay, it's gonna begin to break apart and crumble off. We want it to be moist, but not necessarily wet. We're looking to harvest about half the brick here. All right, so I've got about half broken off, maybe a little less. I might pull some off of here. But then we've got the moistened coconut husk. And so on to step two. Okay, step two, we're gonna do half the shredded paper, half the pumice, and a tablespoon of rock dust. So here we go. All right, half the Okay, I just hands deep dug in and mixed up the coconut husk, the shredded paper, the mineral dust, and the pumice stone, and this is what I got. Now, next step is to add a cupful or 2 of garden dirt, so let's go do it. Okay, so I'm gonna harvest some dirt. I don't have garden soil, but I do have some dirt. Here we go. I'll have to pick through, get some of these roots out. I think we only need a cup or 2, so that should do it. After harvesting about 2 cups of dirt, I'm gonna sift through it and get all the debris out. Okay, adding it to the pile here, and I'm gonna mix. So adding the cupfuls of garden soil. It, you know, naturally contains organic organism to inoculate your composter. So it's beneficial microbes for the worms. In preparation for the worms to come, I've been using my kitchen scrap bowl to harvest some scraps. So right now they're kind of big and chunky, so I'm going to chop them up as small as I can and get the food ready for the worms. So I'll fill you in once I've got it all chopped up. Okay, now I'm gonna add the bedding into the prepared tray. Okay, so you want it to be moist, but not wet. And I think the composition that I have here is really good. It is moist and certainly not wet. The newspaper, you can tell, you know, absorbs some of the water, so it looks good. And I have my chopped up food here, and I'm gonna add it to one of the quarters. It said add 2 to 3 cups of food. So I've got the food that I'm adding here. Here we go. I think it looks good. If I was a worm, I would certainly want to eat it. Certainly. So, got my food, got my bedding. Okay, next step is to add about 5 to 10 sheets of newspaper, not the shiny stuff, just the good old paper. Newspaper, add about 5 to 10 sheets on top. Make sure it's moist, so I'm going to do that and bring you guys back in, so give me a moment. Okay, so I've got my wetted newspaper. There's a good couple layers here, as you can see, and then there's my food corner. So moistened and ready to go. I probably have about 5 or 6 layers. I'm going to see how that goes. It just seems like a lot, but I am certainly a newbie at this. This is my first go with worms, so we'll see. Now I just take my worm factory bin, put the lid on, and wait for the worms. Their home is nice and ready for them, okay? So let's get some worms.